Hey everybody, this is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I have been doing a series on Reuse It in May. And so what that kind of is if you are on my channel, if you don't know what my channel is, I help you make money online. And one of the things I like to talk about a lot is KDP, Kindle Direct Publishing. So if you're interested in that, please like and subscribe to my channel. But this playlist I'm creating, and it's May right now, 2021. I'm creating kind of a playlist that goes through and says, okay, how do you take your KDP, unique interiors, or something you've created, and then reuse it on another platform so that you can, make an additional income stream. And this doesn't work for everything, but it definitely, if you spend some time and create some unique interiors, this can definitely work for you. So let's go to my computer and go to Etsy, and that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. It's going to be about how to reuse and what type of things you can do and reuse on Etsy. Alright, see you now. Alright, I am here on my Etsy, and I wanted to show you some of the things. I have 3 different Etsy pages up, and I'm going to have garden planner, kids activity book, and an undated planner, just to kind of show you a few different things. So I've just typed into Etsy garden planner to kind of show you the things you can do. So let's say you make some interesting garden planners with lots of different pages, and you really want to make sure this is something unique, not necessarily something you just downloaded from Creative Fabrica or something. This is really a lot of, I do a lot of creation of my own interiors and make fun and different things like this. So this would be a good one, like a gardening planner / journal, and you can see all the different pages. Let's open this one up since it does have a lot of pages, and I want to show you some of the great things about this. So what this idea is you are just taking your Kindle Direct Publishing unique interior and then putting you're making it a little bit different. Obviously, you wouldn't necessarily have the same exact pages, because you wouldn't need to put, if you had 10 journal pages at the very end, you wouldn't need 10 journal pages in this sort of digital download. You would only need 1 journal page. So you would take that unique digital interior that you have and then change it to a, update it or delete things, or maybe add a few things so that you could have what would be appropriate for Etsy. And if you're wondering what would be appropriate for Etsy, just do this. Open up other people's things and see what they have. And you can see that it's really important in Etsy to have great pictures. That is something that you can't do in KDP. You can't have, interior pictures. So you can do that, and you can talk about what it includes. You can have these checklists. And these pictures you can see is just something that they created in Google Slides or PowerPoint, or you can even create these pictures on Canva. It doesn't really matter. It's pretty easy. It's just, pictures of the interior pages so that people can see what they are, and then just different words. So you can see this is just, it says you want to make sure they know it's an instant download. You want to make sure they know how many pages are included, what it is. This one says not dated, so you can print and use over and over again. And that's really important to some people because they are going to pay a higher price for this, possibly. It is definitely more. See, right now it's on sale. It was $10.16. Right now it's $7.62, so they just have a sale going. But they're charging like $10 for this. So that's a pretty good profit margin. It's 20 cents to list on Etsy. And then it is, there's a certain percentage that they take off. But if they were selling it for $10, they're probably making, 9 something. And so $7, they're making 6 something. So that's a very good profit margin. And you can just kind of see, they talk about the different, to show different pages. And this works really well. They can kind of show some different, what people like. So these are kind of the pictures that you would want to include in your shop, but you can see it's pretty simple. It's just samples. You can also, the great thing is you can include some color, and maybe not in every single page because people don't want to necessarily print out high color pages, but a cover page that has color, that's really nice, and maybe including a teeny bit of color. Like you can see there's like some shadows that are a beige color in here. And so you can really kind of have a little bit more fun on Etsy with color and things like that. But this ultimately is a digital download, and you need to highlight that. It's pretty easy to set up an Etsy store and use these digital downloads. It's very low maintenance in the sense that you just answer a few questions. Occasionally customers will have questions, or they'll have problems maybe downloading something, and so I've kind of created a script if they have problems downloading something. It's actually on Etsy. I just looked up on Etsy, common questions with digital downloads, and it had like, this is what you can do. And so I literally have just copied that and then given that to the customer. So a lot of times it's a pretty easy fix, and customer service is fairly minimal. But you just need the description, which you can use very similar to KDP, except it is going to be a little bit more. You want to say what size it is. You want to just describe it and continually say that it is a digital download, because people don't realize that. Even right here where it says digital download, they don't read that. But you just create your planners as a PDF, and if it's a larger PDF, you can downsize it into a zip file, or you can just have it as a PDF. It just depends what the size is. I've had ones that I have to do a zip file to make it small enough to upload to Etsy, and I have others that are just fine as the PDF themselves. It just kind of depends on how much color you use. Okay, so that's that garden planner. So let's look at another one. Let's look at this one. And oh, here's a good one because it has color for interiors. So they're selling this for $6.75, and it's got 3 different cover pages that someone can choose from. And you can see that they use some color. It's like a light green, but that's not going to be excessive for someone to print out. So that's what you're really trying to think of. You're trying to say, okay, here is something that the customer is going to download and then print themselves. Think of the customer. Sometimes a lot of color is good, but I've had both versions. Sometimes if I have a lot of color, I will actually upload a grayscale version and a non-grayscale version, the colored version, just to give my customers some options. And it's very easy for me to just save a PDF as a grayscale. I know in doing this you're thinking there's a lot of technical things that you don't know how to do. This is just an idea to show you the ideas of things you can create. You can do other things and reuse your materials that you created for KDP. So this is just to give you those ideas. All right, so let's look at the kids' activity book. So let's say you do kids' activity books and coloring books. You need to be unique. You can't just download stuff from Creative Fabrica as is and stick it on Etsy. That is not what you should do. You want to mix and match and create a unique item. So if you have done that for your KDP interior, and you can see, like, let's open this one right here. You can see that, yes, maybe this coloring page right here with the unicorn is something they just downloaded, but there's a lot of other things they've done. They've added unique trim to the sides. They have a color, copy and color, and then have, the frames around it. They have some look and find, and they, here's the maybe Creative Fabric image they got, or wherever they got this image, or maybe they just had a collection of images they put together, and then they ask where to find. They have a word search. They have, find the differences, or maybe a dot to dot. So if you've created unique interiors, you should want to be able to reuse those. Like this is a fun one, magical unicorns, and it's the different word searches that they've created. And here's some mazes with here, like this I know is a very common, I've seen this one a lot. I've actually used this on things, but you can see it's not just that itself. They have a maze, they have a graphic. This is a maze and a graphic. So you've got to put a little effort into your interiors. You can't just, and this is true of KDP, you shouldn't just be uploading stuff. You should always be creating new and different and unique products. But this shows you a good idea of what they've taken. This, I've seen this graphic a lot. This one and this one. This one I haven't seen a lot, but I'm sure it's around. But they've taken it and created something unique. They've said copy and color, right? And so you can copy those and try and draw your own of these. Okay, let's see. Here's another one. Look and find. Look at the picture and find 2 rainbows and color them, right? So you're giving them an activity. This is taking, a lot of different maybe graphics they have and putting them together into different shapes. This is, a triangle, a circle, and a heart. So that's kind of a fun activity. And look and find, find the 4 differences. So, and here's the 5 differences and 7 differences. So those are really fun and popular with kids, and that's a nice way to use graphics that you have in a unique and interesting way. All right, so let's go back here and see some of the other ones. Here's like a wedding. This is different from kids' activity book, but a wedding day. There's wedding. I didn't know wedding activity and coloring books were a thing, but it does sound like something that maybe a kid would do at a wedding, so they're not so bored. So I guess that's kind of what this is, and that's a nice idea. Someone goes to a wedding and they say, I want the kids to be able to do something. So for $6, they buy these and then print out a bunch and put them on tables for the kids to do. If you have a specific one like space, you can create a space. This is from the same person. I bet you they have these activity books on KDP. Here's some more like activity, wedding, activity coloring placemats. Here's one with a farm. Here's alphabet coloring pages. C is for camping. See, they probably bought each one of these graphics, but then they put them together into something fun. You can't just, copy and paste things down. You've got to create something that's fun. And here, of course, is farting animals. All sorts of fun stuff. So that's what you want to do. Let's look at another one, an undated planner. So let's say you come up with a fun undated planner. And I know these aren't digital downloads. These are actual planners. This is a digital planner. Let's see if we can find a download. They're kind of, I might have to put printable to get that for here. I'm getting a lot of the digital stuff. Oh, here we are. Undated monthly planner, printable. So this is kind of, if it's not going to be dated, it is definitely going to be a lower price point item. But then again, the dated stuff will only sell at the end or the beginning of the year when people buy planners. And people buy dated planners at, the September, October, November, December, January time frame. But that's kind of it. So if you wanted to do an undated planner, you can see that they have some fun different colored layouts, and it is at a lower price point. So that is something to consider, but you can tell that it's a printable because of how they display it. You do not want to display a printable like this on an iPad because it gives the person on Etsy the impression that it is a digital item to put like on their iPad. Whereas papers laid out like this on a background kind of show that it is a printable. All right, so those are some of the ideas and things you can look at, and I hope this was helpful to show you that you can take things that you're already creating that are unique on KDP and putting them onto Etsy as a digital download. And remember, the whole thing is that you want creative and unique interiors, and really all you have to do is kind of fix it up so that it makes a good PDF for Etsy, and then you have to create the pictures. The pictures are very important. You want to make pretty pictures. Just look, that garden planner one, these are great examples. It's just laid out. They have different layouts to show the different pages up close. They have kind of a layout to show all the different ones, and maybe the close-up. This one has 3 different covers, so it shows a close-up of all 3 different covers. But this is really important, a pretty background, the pages, and then a little bit of description, and really stating that it is an instant download and that it's a printable. All right, I hope this was helpful, and check out this whole playlist. If you don't or haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let me know if you have any comments or questions below. Thanks. Bye.